Welcome to the Outline channel. Today I present to you a summary of the 2024 action thriller film, The Beekeeper. Please be advised, this summary contains a full breakdown of the plot, so proceed with caution. The story begins with a man named Adam leaving his farm, where he meets a woman named Parker, who we learn is the owner of the land Adam has rented. It's clear that Parker is happy Adam rented the land, as he has revived it and made it fertile again. Parker tells him she considers him a son, and invites him to dinner. Adam reciprocates the sentiment, and promises to visit her for dinner. Parker returns home and opens her computer, only to be surprised by a message indicating her device is infected with a virus, and instructing her to contact the protection company immediately. Parker calls the company, and a man named Garnett answers. She explains what happened, expressing her surprise that her device was infected despite her subscription to their antivirus service. Garnett apologizes, tells her there are some system issues, and asks her to follow a few steps to protect her data. She follows his instructions, and everything seems to return to normal. Afterward, Garnett informs her that the company will compensate her with $500 and asks for the account number to send the money to. Parker gives him the account number for the charity she manages. However, Garnett mistakenly transfers $500,000 to her. He then calls her, claiming he made a transfer error and that if the money isn't returned, he'll be fired. Parker sympathizes with him and agrees to return the money immediately. She opens the charity's account and sees it contains $2 million in donations. She transfers the amount back to Garnett, but suddenly, all the charity's money is transferred to Garnett's account. Parker realizes she has been scammed and tries to contact him again to no avail, while Garnett and his team celebrate their successful scam, revealing him to be a professional cybercriminal. As night falls, Adam goes to Parker's house for dinner as promised. He is surprised to find the door open, and a gun on the floor. He then finds Parker dead, sitting in a chair. Suddenly, Verona, Parker's daughter, appears from behind him, pointing a gun at him and ordering him to get on the ground. Here we discover that Verona is an FBI agent. She is surprised when he knows her by name and tells her how sorry he is about her mother's death, but she considers him the primary suspect, arrests him, and hands him over to the police. A short time later, Adam is released due to a lack of evidence. In fact, the forensic report proves that Parker committed suicide. At home, Verona reviews her mother's computer and discovers that the reason for her suicide was the loss of all the charity's funds due to the scam. The next day, Verona meets with Adam, apologizes for what she did, and thanks him for caring for her mother. She tells him she cannot file a lawsuit against the company because the evidence shows her mother transferred the money voluntarily, meaning there is no official crime. Verona asks Adam to help her catch the gang members, but he declines, offers his condolences, and leaves. Afterward, Adam contacts a former colleague from a clandestine organization called the Beekeepers, a secret group that works with the US government to carry out extra-legal operations. The colleague is surprised by his call, as he has long been retired. He tells her the matter is personal, and asks for information about the company. She calls him back later and provides him with the company's address. Adam heads to the company's headquarters with cans full of gasoline. Two guards stop him from entering, but he quickly overpowers them. He then storms the building, orders the employees to evacuate or be burned alive, and begins pouring gasoline everywhere. All the employees flee in terror. Garnett then arrives with a group of security men and orders them to attack Adam. However, Adam moves with incredible skill and speed, easily taking them down one by one. Garnett is driven mad by what he sees and asks Adam why he is doing this. Adam replies sarcastically that he is a beekeeper and likes to drive hornets out of the beehive. He then pulls out some bombs, plants them around the premises, and connects them to the company's phone. He tells Garnett that the very calls they use to make money will now be the cause of the company's destruction, explaining that the first incoming call will detonate the entire building. He advises him to run, and then leaves. Garnett rushes out, and a few moments later, a client calls the company, setting off the bombs, and causing a massive explosion that completely destroys the building. Later, Garnett calls the company's owner, Derek, tells him everything that happened, and says he knows nothing about the person who blew up the building except that he's a beekeeper. He adds that the security cameras were completely destroyed, leaving no evidence against the perpetrator. Derek is furious about losing the building, valued at $30 million, and tells Garnett that this person was seeking revenge, ordering him to track down everyone they had scammed in recent days. After a while, Derek sends a group of mercenaries to Garnett. Garnett takes them to Parker's house, as she was the only one scammed out of a very large sum, making it likely she was behind the revenge. By chance, they see Adam driving towards a warehouse and quickly follow him to eliminate him. As soon as Garnett and the mercenaries enter the warehouse, They find it empty. It turns out Adam knew they were following him. He appears from different spots within the warehouse and begins taking them down one by one until only Garnett is left. Adam breaks his fingers, leaves him, and walks away. Shortly after, Verona arrives with police forces to find the warehouse completely burned down. She sees the body of one of the mercenaries and then finds Garnett's ID card, discovering he is the manager of the antivirus company. Verona returns to her office and updates her partner Wiley, explaining that Adam was at the warehouse, which means Garnett and the mercenaries were there to kill Adam. From this, Verona deduces that Adam was the one who blew up the company building in revenge for her mother. Elsewhere, Garnett is in his car, calling Derek to tell him that Adam killed all his men and cut off his fingers. Suddenly, Adam appears, fastens him with the seatbelt to the car and aims the car towards the sea, which drags him into the water. Adam then takes Garnett's phone and speaks to Derek, who had been listening to everything. He tells him he will kill him too, then ends the call, gets into Garnett's car and drives off. Derek then goes to the company's security chief, Wallace, and tells him what happened. Wallace is shocked when he hears the name Beekeeper. We discover here that Wallace was a former director of the CIA and knows very well how dangerous the members of the secret Beekeeper organization are. He explains to Derek that the person they are facing is extremely dangerous. Wallace then calls Derek's mother, Jessica, who turns out to be the President of the United States herself. He briefs her on the details of the trouble her son is in. Jessica asks Wallace to protect her son at all costs. Wallace then tasks Agent Janet, who is in charge of the Beekeeper organization, telling her that a former member named Adam has become a threat to the president's son. Janet informs him that Adam is currently retired and no longer part of the organization, but Wallace orders her to eliminate him immediately. Meanwhile, Verona and her partner Wiley are at the FBI office searching for information on Adam in the database, but they find nothing. Verona realizes that Adam is a former operative working for a secret organization. They then discover that the police have found Garnett's body in the sea. They rush there to find his corpse and notice that his fingers are severed. Night falls, and Adam is at a gas station. A car deliberately rams his, and a woman named Landress, a member of the Beekeepers, gets out. She engages Adam in a fierce fight. During the battle, a police patrol arrives, but Landress shoots and kills them all. Adam then attacks Landress, beating her unconscious. She then gets to the machine gun mounted on her vehicle and opens fire, but Adam throws a jar of honey at her, sets her on fire, calmly walks up to her, cuts off her finger, puts it in a bag, takes a bystander's car, and leaves just as the entire station explodes. Moments later, Janet calls Wallace, tells him she failed to eliminate Adam, and updates him on what happened. She realizes that all the assassins in the Beekeeper organization fear facing Adam, knowing he would eliminate any of them, as his combat skills far surpass theirs. Janet apologizes to Wallace, and tells him she can no longer help him. The next day, Wallace meets with a group of mercenaries who are revealed to be former US Navy SEALs. He explains to their leader, Pettis, that the target is Adam, clarifying that Adam has extensive combat experience and was the best agent in the Beekeeper program. At that time, Adam arrives at the private warehouse of Landress, the assassin he killed the previous night. He uses her finger to open the biometric lock, enters, and uses her computer to search for information on the antivirus company until he finds the address of its headquarters. He then gathers a large quantity of weapons and explosives and leaves. Meanwhile, Verona and her partner Wiley are at the FBI office meeting with the bureau's director. Verona begins explaining the details of the recent incidents to the FBI director, telling him that Adam is responsible for everything, that he is a former agent of a secret organization called the Beekeepers, and that he is seeking revenge on Derek, the owner of the antivirus company. She asks him to provide protection for the company's headquarters, as she expects Adam to attack it. The director agrees and asks her to keep him updated. Shortly after, an FBI force is positioned in front of Derek's company building. Adam arrives and asks them to leave so no one gets hurt. The force commander is taken aback by his audacity and orders his men to arrest him immediately, but Adam moves quickly, engages the agents and manages to defeat them all, then heads directly to the director's office. Pettis and his group of mercenaries appear and open fire on Adam, but he quickly escapes through the company's corridors. The mercenaries pursue him, searching everywhere. Adam uses his advanced skills to eliminate them one by one, until he reaches Pettis, the mercenary leader. A fierce fight ensues, in which Adam also manages to kill him. Afterward, Adam heads to the company manager and tortures him to reveal the identity of the real owner. The manager shows him a picture of Derek and confesses that he doesn't know his location. At that moment, Verona storms the place with a group of agents, but Adam manages to escape before anyone sees him. Verona is shocked when she sees the picture of Derek, the son of the President of the United States, on the computer screen. Verona returns to the FBI and contacts the director, explaining that the antivirus company is one of President Jessica's companies and that her son, Derek, was using it as a front to trap and scam his victims. Elsewhere, Wallace receives a call updating him on everything that has happened. He orders Derek to contact his mother and hide at her house because his life is in danger now that Adam knows his identity. The next day, Derek is at his mother's house under heavy security covering all entrances and exits. He is accompanied by the leader of mercenaries from South America named Ross, who has been tasked by Wallace to protect Derek from any threats. Meanwhile, Jessica is hosting a large party at her house. Adam infiltrates through a sewer grate, disguised in a Special Forces uniform. He enters the house unnoticed, plants explosives in the Special Forces vehicles, then hides, changes his clothes, and enters the party as a regular guest. In a room inside the house, the FBI director meets with Derek and his mother, Jessica. He explains the fraudulent operations her son carried out through the antivirus company. Jessica becomes furious and reprimands him for ruining her reputation and her family's name. Derek confesses to her that he did it to finance her election campaign, and that if he hadn't, she would never have become president. Meanwhile, Verona is part of the security detail and spots Adam by chance. She informs the agents of his location, and they, along with the mercenaries, pursue him in a fierce chase. Due to their large numbers, they manage to corner him in the garden of the house. Wallace arrives and orders Ross, the mercenary leader, to kill Adam. But Adam surprises everyone by detonating the booby-trapped cars. He uses the chaos to escape back into the house and heads directly for Jessica's room. Adam turns into a deadly whirlwind, destroying anyone who gets in his way, whether Special Forces or mercenaries, until Ross appears before him. They engage in a bloody fight. Ross wounds Adam with a knife, but Adam endures the pain, lunges at him, snatches the knife, and deals him several fatal stabs, killing him. At this moment, Jessica decides to hold a press conference to announce the whole truth to the public, which means her son Derek will be tried on charges of fraud and swindling. Derek refuses to turn himself in and shoots the FBI director, killing him. Suddenly, Adam bursts into the room and is about to kill him, but Derek grabs his mother, puts a gun to her head, and takes her hostage. At that moment, Verona arrives and tells Adam to surrender, but he ignores her, fires a bullet into Derek's head, killing him, then jumps out of the room's window and escapes. Verona chases him but allows him to get away, as she knows full well that he was only an avenger against criminals who caused her mother's death.